5 days ago, I completed the double half marathon challenge. That's what I call it. And it's really silly because it's actually just running a marathon. But the way it works is you pick a half marathon race that you want to run. And what you do is you run the course in reverse and get to the start of the actual race before the gun goes off. So maybe the race starts at 7, so you run a half marathon to get to the start line, and then you run the actual half marathon. So you get a full marathon. And I think it's just kind of a fun, silly little challenge. And there's this race I love called the Snow Canyon Half Marathon. This is actually a shirt from, I didn't even realize I put this on, but it's this shirt is from a couple years ago. I have the shirt from just this previous weekend up in my room. But it was kind of funny because my friend paid for my race entry, and I had to move my flight to Cancun for my mom's 50th birthday because I wasn't planning on running it, and he paid for it. Really nice guy, homie Eric. You're a G if you're watching this. I mean, you're a G if you're not watching it too, but you're the man. And so he paid for my race entry, and then was like, "You should do the double half marathon challenge." And so the race started at, I believe it was like 9 a.m. And so I actually got to the start of my run. So at the finish line of the half marathon, I got there around, like, I would say probably 5 a.m., something like that, 6 a.m. I think, because I was planning on doing about a 3-hour half marathon. I was really going to take my time with it. And part of it is because it's 2,000 feet of gain if I do it in reverse. So it's very fast downhill half marathon when you do the actual race. But I had to run up that to do this double half marathon challenge. And so I got to where I was starting my run, which would have been the finish line, and I ran into the race director. Him and I are good friends. We've trained for marathons together, and he was like, "Hey, you're here a little early. We decided we're not going to let you ride the bus up to the start line." And he was joking, but he knows I'm into ultras, and so he was making a joke, and it was funny because then I was like, "Well, actually, I'm not taking the bus. I'm going to run it in reverse." And he's like, "Oh yeah, of course you are." So it was funny to run into him, and then I just started running the half. I did a lot of walking, partly because I'm also doing a 10K every single day this month, a minimum 10K. And so I didn't want to destroy myself too much. But I ran the course in reverse. Took me about 3 hours. Got up there with a couple minutes to spare, probably like 7 minutes. Went to the bathroom. I shotgunned a beer. And then I found my friend Ridge and took off down the half marathon. Ran with some other friends and really enjoyed just my time. My goal was to have fun. Funny enough, though, I ran a 1:45:08 half after running the half marathon previous to the race. So that was a lot of fun, and I definitely felt it the next day. I mean, it's hard not to, even if you're an ultra runner, whenever you do something like 26.2 miles. But it was just a fun way to shake things up. I think racing is fun in general, and I try and use races for training. Like, I'm focused on a 100-miler in April. And so I like races because I can use them as part of my training block. And I just ran a marathon and then ran a 10K the next day before I flew to Cancun. And so really kind of fun, silly challenge. And one day I'd like to do the triple half marathon challenge where I run up the course, run the race, and then run back up the course or something like that. So it's definitely on my books, but I think this is one of the things that I love about running is you can pretty much get yourself anywhere on your own 2 feet, and so you can add things on or double a race, or that's the beauty of running. So if you ever do something like this, or you have done something like this, I'd love to hear it. I have a group of friends who have done this in the past, and that's where I heard about this from. But that was a fun little challenge I had this last weekend, and I'm finally kind of recovering a little bit. So I think I'm definitely getting through the whole month of a 10K every single day this month in November. So I hope this was entertaining, or maybe gave you an idea or something. And if you like running content and things like that, subscribe. If not, that's cool too. I hope you got something out of this video, and I hope to see you in another one soon. Peace.